UFC veteran Brian Bam Bam Barberina.
Let's go. Timmy B, hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fight Insight Podcast.
All right, here we go, Bam.
Back again.
I think it's gonna look like some magic, but I'm now wearing my Fight League Atlantic sweater where I will be commentating FLA 19 on April 12th in Moncton Coliseum, Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. Go get your tickets at fightleagueatlantic.com. Do not miss it. It's going to be an incredible show, Bam Bam.
Heck yeah. Always exciting. The last one was great.
Nothing can top. That last show was probably the greatest
amazing.
MMA show in Canadian history. It was crazy, but yeah, we're going to try to top it as best as we can. Guys, right now we have an incredible guest. This is a guest I had on the podcast before. She won on the Contender Series, made her way into the UFC, is now fighting her third fight under the UFC. She fights next on Saturday, April 5th at UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy in a feature strawweight bout. I cannot wait for this fight. I think that this has a lot of implications on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are with Leija Alencar.
Hello.
What an entrance. Oh my goodness. How are you, Leija?
I am very good. And yourself?
Very good. Thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, great to have you on.
Welcome. Very welcome.
Now look, you are at home now, training, getting ready. Saturday, April 5th. This is a big, huge fight because you are fighting the very interesting Vanessa Demopoulos, who you will know, she's the girl that jumps into people's arms when she wins. Very inappropriately so. Leija, your face says it all. What is your thoughts on this opponent?
I actually know Vanessa. I did one of jiu-jitsu camps really like back in the day, like over 10 years from now, I believe. And I met Vanessa in Ohio when she was a white belt. I was a blue belt, I remember. And I knew of her. She's on my Instagram. Like nothing against her. No comments what she do, what you know, who she is, because I got nothing against her. Actually, she's a good person. She's not my best friend. This is business, you know. But yeah, that's all I can tell about it.
She's being very, very polite, Bam Bam. Look, Leija, don't.
I actually don't. I have no need to talk shit about it, you know. I'm not concerned about anything. If she does, it's her own conscious, you know. It's not my thing, you know. Now, if she does talk shit, we started this. Yeah, but I like to keep things the way it is, you know. We solve things in the cage, outside. I always want the best for people. I'm a true emotional artist, you know. I don't like to talk shit just if they do. Okay, we go down this road, you know.
You guys haven't talked since you were at that jiu-jitsu thing 10 years ago?
Oh, actually, I saw her many times. I think the last time I saw her was at UFC PI when I was there for my last fight.
Oh, okay.
She's living in Las Vegas now, I believe. I think she been going around, and she just I think she settled in Las Vegas. I'm not very sure.
Yeah, so there was a friendly like hi when you guys walked by at the PI, or was it kind of just like you go out, you both doing your own thing?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, she's here for a fight. I was like, yeah, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because that is the weird thing though, right, Leija? And Bam Bam, you too, right, with the UFC. Because the PI is there and because it kind of brings in everybody, you're constantly seeing people that like are not your teammates and that you will fight one day. Like that is got to be weird, right?
It's not weird. It's the business, you know. I'm very sorry. Like, I think people make it weird. Like, as long as somebody's my division, I know there is a possibility. I mean, it doesn't stops me to be somebody's friend and set up boundaries, but it's something that could possibly happen. Now your teammates or you guys train together change everything, of course, but otherwise it's you there is always a possibility of everything, when you are there, even in this process. It's not on fight camp with you, or like she's not about to fight. They're like most of the athletes that move to Las Vegas, they're
Right.
because they want to constantly be fighting. They want to be available. They want to be fighting like 3 times a year, and there is always something behind, so I know she moved to Las Vegas not because there's good training. She moved down there because she wants to always be fighting, make money, and I don't know if she wants. Every fighter fights for a reason. Most of all, you will tell that, oh, I want to be the champion. That's something that's very common. Everybody is there for a reason. You know what I mean? There are some people that are really there for making money only to become famous. You know what I mean? Because they want to be on pay-per-view. They want to be a star. Everybody's fighting for a reason. So in general, I think it's not weird. It's the business, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very, very nice, Toledo.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
I can see. Hold on, I'm going to move my camera a second because I feel like it's not centered here.
people
But
make stuff worse nowadays, like, oh, I think you make everything worse. Make stuff simple. It's easier.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think
What
people
is
just
your-
try to get a reaction from people.
Yeah, you get triggered.
Yeah.
I'm very like into human behavior, psychology, and I understand as far as like when it comes to days, like everybody always gonna create like a storm inside a cup, or they will simplify things.
Yeah.
It is what it is,
Bam Bam's the guy that always makes a storm inside a cup. He's always so like grumpy and angry. It's terrible, Toledo. I don't know. But okay,
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Yeah, Bam Bam, he lives that life. Toledo, what is your reason for fighting then? You are the problem child, Toledo Alencar. You've been all around the world winning jiu-jitsu gold wherever you've been. Now you're conquering the MMA world. What is your reason for fighting?
For fight MMA?
Yeah. Sure. Or just
Honestly,
combat in general.
When I started jiu-jitsu, it was mainly for self-defense. My dad used to beat the shit out of my mom and to be very aggressive with my daddy, my brother, sorry. And I was not, I did got beat up too, but not as much as my brothers because I was the only woman. And I don't know, maybe because it was something special because the only woman, 2 boys, But back in Brazil, the reality was a little bit different, and I believe there was many reasons why he was like this, and he had a sort of depression as well. Mental health is something very serious, and you end up like getting on drugs or alcohol, So not justifying what he did, but when I was like about 9 to 10 years old, I wanna like. I was kind of done. I understood what was going on. I was just not adult or a teenager yet,
Yeah.
And I wanted to like defend my mom and like tell he's like, stop doing this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like do something, And I born in a poor family, like we had nothing. We live like in a little room, 5 people, and like my dad and my mama worked their ass off to give like everything what we accomplished, and I was doing like swimming triathlon before jiu-jitsu, but I didn't know how to fight, and I started fighting in the street all the time and like in school, and I had to find like a sport that would calm me down and as well give me skills, so I started jiu-jitsu mainly for self-defense. And later on, when I was an adult, I moved to Rio just to live from jiu-jitsu. I left law school and that's what made me fight. But if you ask me, back in the day, I think the little trauma that I had back in the day and the reason I fight, it's because what happened, I believe, But I did become a little aggressive and very assertive. Like I remember since I got myself, I started to understand myself. I was always in defensive mode because I was always expecting the worst from people, and like, but as you would become an adult, you become more mature, you started to understand more things. But I can tell that I started to fight because I like to fight, and and push me to do this, and I always been very competitive. So and it's something that challenge you like the all the time, even when you're in the gym, even if you like you are in your comfortable zone but you're not comfortable, because you're getting
Yeah.
punched, and you need to understand, you need to learn, and you need to listen, you need to be like open mind. And definitely that was the reason why I started MMA. But mainly when I switched careers, I was like, man, I'm already kind of like old to be doing another sport. I was like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do very good. Yeah, I was like, and I am gonna like, what's the closest thing of jiu-jitsu? I was like, it's MMA. It's like now I'm like good. I'm gonna do this and close my career with a gold key. And I was like, and the only goal is the belt or get closer, or die trying, that's it.
No, I'm glad. I mean,
Oh, I
and
agree. Yeah.
yeah, and I'm really sorry to hear about your upbringing. It's something that can be so inspiring though for those around you. And like, when that story that gets out, Talita, like I don't know if you talk about that a lot, but like you must be
I
so
did once.
inspirational. You
I
must be
think.
so, but you must be so inspirational to young girls, right? You're still teaching jujitsu, right? Teaching the kids and stuff like that. So I mean, that all must be part of it though, right? Because to have that kind of upbringing and now to be able to teach the younger generation and be like an inspiration to them and a role model for them, you must be so proud of yourself.
Yes, and that's very like what's the word? Rewarding, like, and there is good and bad times financially. I don't do mainly because of the money, because it's not what I'm looking for. Of course, it's one of the goals, like you want to
Yeah.
pay bills and etc. Being not being in the top at the UFC, it does not allow me just fully live from there. I do like to make money as well, but mainly is for to be part of people journey. Like get a girl
Yeah.
that's bullied in school and like able to be part of her growth, or their growth, and seeing that a diversity that they face in the training, like with me. And I'm very like hard and disciplined as far as like working in group, like self-development, because I think this is very important when you're not in home, because for a parent it's easy to discipline your kids to a certain point, but after this limit you have to be flexible. But somebody for the outside will discipline your kid much harder than you, because it's easy for me. I don't have this feeling of like, oh, it's my baby, you know what I mean? I will discipline them. I will discipline them, and if I have to slow down to teach a lesson, I will, and they don't understand why it's so important, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure that I always give them homework. I was like, okay, guys, today you guys do this, and I use very like formal words, and I say, okay, do you guys know what is a diversity? And you're like, no. I was like, okay, so this is your homework. When you come back next class, I need to know what's the meaning. Everybody has to bring me a different meaning, okay? But that's relate, okay? And they say, why you put me with a big guy? And I was like, there we go. That's a diversity. Do you think I train with like girls all the time? I train with guys.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
stronger and heavier than me. And this is a diversity that I face every day. So you gotta like think about these things, you know what I mean? And parents sometimes think, oh, just discipline. No, it's much more than this.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So two brothers, are you still in contact with your family, or do you have a relationship with your father now?
Yes, I do. I forgive my father because I'm very Christian. Like I think forgiving people is very important. So you don't live like with this burden on your heart. Like you
Yeah.
don't need this, and everybody have a self journey. You know what I mean? And I have my own. I did forgive him. I helped my family in Brazil. I'm constantly talking with my brothers and my mom. They're in different cities. My brother's in the same city that my mom. She's there sometime, and she lives in where she was born. But
Nice.
we have like land and stuff there, so we always have to be in contact, you know. But yeah, I forgave my daddy, and like everything's good, you know. I want the best for them, and everything I do it's for them.
Yeah, that's
That's
amazing,
great.
Talita.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
amazing.
Really good story, and like so meaningful to people, Talita. And
Yes.
I do hope that a lot of people hear this story, and I do hope that you know, as you continue your journey as an incredible fighter and you continue doing all the things in life, that you can share that story more too. And I do think
Yeah, it really touches the heart. It really touches the heart. It really does.
it really does, man.
Oh, thank you. I'm
yeah.
not trying to be like a poor person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
No, not at all.
feel like you guys feel pity for me. But thank you. I appreciate it.
No, it's inspiring. It's inspiring, especially
Yep.
for people who maybe be in, you know, the same situation and upbringing or anything. It's inspiring for people. So I think that's a story that needs to get out there.
I'll tell you something. It is. I'm not going to get in details because I like to keep the privacy of my clients. But I was talking with one of the moms yesterday, and I was like, it was the first time they came over, and I always like do like 15 minutes like a self-defense, and I talk to the kid. I go down to their level. I say, hey, what's up? What does this school look like? And I was like, which sport do you play? Like, me and then, not with the parents, you know what I mean? Because you got to bond with them. You got to break the ice so you can work with a kid. And each person, you got, as a coach, you got to understand their necessities so you can work with them, you know?
Yeah.
And later on, at the end of the class, that I was giving her feedback about what I taught, what is my experience look like, and she ended up told me that she had a little trauma back in the day, and it was very related to my trauma. And I was like, as soon as she talked, and I was like, boom, and I was like, don't you worry, I have your best interests. The same thing happened to me, but it didn't define who I am. It didn't help me, and I am who I am because of this, and I'm the best version of my parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But do not make these mistakes with your kid, because if you're too flexible with kids, I say kids, they born sinners because they are your seeds, you know, and you will build them over time. You will teach them principles, values, and build community and stuff like this. So I can tell what I see, and it's like, but I apologize because I don't want to go over this point because you are the parent, and I do something in the back, you know what I mean? But if you allow me, if you're open mind, I will speak freely, you know what I mean? I said it. And you can't be too flexible for 4 years old. I said it. You gotta be disciplined, but to a certain point. But I will be more than you. You know, and she's like, oh, thank you so much. She started almost crying. I was like, no, don't need to cry, because you know, it's important, you know, when you have like a challenge with your own kid, it's because sometimes the trauma that you had your childhood can define your firstborn, you know what I mean? And can never let, like, you have to always be thinking about this, because whatever you've been through to you, you cannot pass to your kids, you know? It's a real challenge, you know? So, but anyways, and it was like very cool, it was like rewarding. I was like, don't you worry, I have your best interest. I will work with him. And she was like, oh, thank you so much. I was like, okay. So those things are rewarding, you know what I mean? For me, it's amazing.
No, and Talita, you don't even, and you have no clue how much that's going to impact that young lady.
Oh my gosh, 4 years old. I have kids that I started to teach 3 years old. They're now 25, bigger than me.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I've been doing this like for 25 years, you know, jiu-jitsu and teaching for like about 15, whatever. And like, it's amazing to see like what they become, you know, even though like it must be a little sport or a little time of their life they did, but they will never forget this, you know what I mean?
Absolutely
Yep.
not.
No,
Yeah.
no. When you have like I grew up playing tennis and soccer and then martial arts later on in life, but like when you have those certain coaches that like impacted you in a certain way, or that like really like did something or said something meaningful with you as a child, you remember that for life. So those things
Oh,
that
yeah.
you're instilling, I'd be remiss if I don't say though, Toledo, what is the gym that you train at? Because there might be people listening to this going, I need to get my kid to Toledo.
Okay, so it's being a UFC fighter. I've been to many challenges of like finding like a good place to train.
Sure.
We misconcept a lot of things and say, oh, I need to find best place to train. There is never best place, you know. That's what I learned like in this little like MMA journey. It's like about 7 years now, 7 to 8 years. And I always thought that I would find something that was ideal, but this doesn't exist. You make ideal. And you have to work 2 days with your team and who you choose to be around you. And another thing also before I talk about where I train is that people misconcept too, like, oh, I am the boss because I am the athlete because of this. And they don't fully trust somebody to take care of their career, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of consequences on this. But when you find somebody that you really can trust, like my head coach, and that you give everything and he's giving everything back to you, as far to a point that he's like have the best interest on your career, he have the best interest on your train, and he study, he records all my training and all of this. This is makes big difference. Okay, so right now I train few times a week at Fight Sport Deerfield Beach, where I start MMA. I teach at Temple Jiu-Jitsu in Florida. They are in Florida.
Okay.
They're filed in Boca in their Ray area. So I train mainly in those two gyms, and I train with my head coach, and we'd go to the UFC gyms because there is the cage, and we like always moving around, and the trainings are always periodized every week. Everything changes, you know. But mostly I train with you guys know Ariane Lipsky, right? She's like
Yeah.
five. So her husband is my coach. Her name is Renato Rasta. So her coach is my coach.
Very nice. Okay, but for the kids, when they want to find you to be their teacher, what is that gym again?
Temple Gym.
Temple Gym in Florida.
In Delray Beach, yeah. Delray Beach.
All right. There you go. So if you want your kid to be in the right spot, that's where you go.
Yeah.
Toledo, it's so crazy, you know, because see, Bam Bam, like this is, for those that don't know, and of course nobody would, this is kind of like a last minute interview. I really wanted to get you on before your fight. I know I'm bothering you. It's a Friday.
No, you're not bothered. I'm very, very forgetful, and I started to do something else. I was like, oh, I forgot.
But the thing is, I'm like, okay, we'll just get her on quick. We'll talk some trash about Vanessa Demopoulos, say that she's going to win the fight, and then we get out. But then now here you are, and you just speak so beautifully and eloquently, Toledo. So thank you. I really appreciate your time. I do want to, of course, get to the fight though. It's right here. This is it. That's the poster there, or this is from WMMA. Vanessa Demopoulos versus Toledo Alencar, strawweight belt, April 5th. Flex again. We missed it.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Toledo, I want to ask you one last question, if you don't mind, before I let you go, because I do want to touch upon this. I think you are the first fight on the card.
Yes, I didn't know. But my best friend Josh, he's a big MMA fan. He knows more MMA than me, more people in boxing and everything. So. Moving forward, he called me yesterday. He's like, "Oh, I had so many things to talk to you, but let me see. I forgot. Oh, yeah. I just looked your fight on Google," and I'm like, "Cool." He's like, "You the first fight again?" I was like, "Damn it!" I was like, "I want to be like in the middle, whatever, like 6 fight or whatever." I was like, again, because they're gonna rush me up again, so I need to be there. They like the last time my first fight in UFC, the guy, the referee came 5 minutes before I get in, and I still had to go to the bathroom, pee, and I'm like,
jeez.
And yes, in the end, like I won, and I was like celebrating. They didn't even wait for me to give me an interview, and the guy kind of waiting, but he didn't like call me, you know. And I was like, I was pissed off, but I was like, whatever.
So here's the thing. I'm pissed off. Okay. Because I think that this is a huge fight for the strawweight division. I think that Vanessa Demopoulos has really made a name for herself. I think you are a hot incomer coming in with eyes on the title, with a background, a pedigree that you have. I think it's big. I look at the rest of the card, no offense to anybody, but your fight is more exciting than all of the prelims. You know what I mean? Even the main card.
The main card's pretty good. Pretty good.
Really? Oh, you're being very kind. That's you being such a nice person again. And me stirring the cup.
He's good. There's one of those two guys that's gonna fight. He's good. He's good. I watch him.
Who?
Let me check because I don't know his name. I'm bad.
I mean, Bam Bam and I are both. Bam Bam and I are. Bam Bam and I are both married to South Korean women, and the South Koreans never win. And there is a guy, my wife is always so mad because every time the South Korean goes, they lose. This guy, Lee Kang-ho, he's fighting. I mean, we'll pray that this guy wins, but not looking good. Okay, all I'm saying, though, Talita, is I'm a little bit upset where you're placed on the card, but I don't want it to mentally bother you.
No, you're never gonna mentally bother me. Those things doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You're a competitor. You're a competitor. You like to compete.
No, doesn't matter. Like, because in the end of the day, I know how to separate things. You gotta learn how to focus on things that really matter. You know, like yes, I will listen to you. I'll acknowledge things, but it doesn't really matter for me, to be honest. Like, first or last fight, they're not gonna change. Of course, if I was in the main card, it would be amazing. I would be talking shit and like. But
so that's what we need to get her talking
I'm
shit.
just gonna walk in there like I'm the queen, and like you know what I mean. My fight week would be amazing. My weight cut is okay. You know what I mean. I don't never have problem losing weight. I'm like one of the smallest but dangerous. You know what I mean. So, Vanessa is that she really make a name for herself. I congratulate her for her career. Totally different backgrounds, of course. When I remember back in Ohio, she used to already fight, you know, for surviving, not for because she loved to do this. And she's a brawler, you know. She's not a super technical striker, you know. She's a brawler. She's gonna throw overhands, empty low kicks, like two combination high kicks. It's not something that's like. I'll be fighting girls that's the 10 best of the world, you know what I mean? That I would have to have a real fight camp for, you know, of course it's a fight. Everything can happen, you know, but I'm not trying to not be humble or not confident, but honest, you know, about things. So it's going to be good, you know?
Yeah, you're prepared. You're prepared.
100%.
Good. I just wanted to say it to you, Talita, because, you know, like, I really appreciate you've been on the podcast twice now. I consider you a friend. You're always so kind to me online. You're very nice. And I just want you to be laser focused in. I know you are, of course. You're a world champion, not me, but I know. But I just want you to be focused in, kick ass, because this is a huge thing. I know you're saying that Vanessa has had a good career, but you're about to end her career. That's it.
I am pretty much repeating what you say. You say Vanessa made a name for herself. I was like, yeah, really, she has a good career. She's been in UFC before me. She thinks that she's a star, so let's treat her, let's shine, but not with me.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I know. You're very nice. I'm talking trash for you here. Gonna beat her, wipe her. You're gonna make UFC regret that this fight was not on the main card. And I guarantee you, after this, your career just keeps going up and up, Talita. I'm so excited for you. Before we let you go, is there anything that you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners that are watching?
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram, Talita Alencar BJJ. If you have a question about self-defense or anything else that we spoke about, hello. Okay, froze for a moment. If you have a question about anything else that we spoke here, I will answer. I do want to talk about something. So I am a partner with this new style of jiu-jitsu. It calls beach jiu-jitsu. And Also, I was gonna ask to everybody follow Beach Jiu-Jitsu. It's like submissions only tournaments in the beach over the
Oh
sand.
wow. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's
cool.
so cool. So I don't know if you guys know Craig Jones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, so like there's video of him went viral. He was in Brazil, and those kids that work at the beach was like kind of try to wrestle him, and
Okay.
he threw them and like mouth and was on the beach in the sand, and this is like pretty much what beach jiu-jitsu is, you know.
Okay.
Yes,
All
and
right.
it's pretty cool. We're gonna have a next event that's gonna be here in Miami at May 17th. And we're trying to do like pretty cool things, bring like guys doing capoeira, Brazilian dancers, and another like entertainment things so we can open the event. We're also going to be partnership with the US wrestling US Wrestling Beach. That's
Okay.
they do the takedowns, yeah. So we're
That's
doing
cool.
pretty cool things, yeah. Um, I would love to everybody follow this page. It'd be cool. I'll be there if you guys also need questions about this.
Awesome.
Very cool. Wait,
That's
what
exciting.
on Instagram? On Instagram?
It's Beach Jiu-Jitsu. Beach Jiu-Jitsu, you guys gonna find.
I'm gonna look it
Okay.
up real
Wait,
quick.
how do I spell it?
Beach, like off beach.
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, Beach Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's
Oh, Beach Jiu-Jitsu Federation?
yeah, Beach Jiu-Jitsu Federation or International Federation.
Oh, very nice. All right. Oh, yeah, I see it here. Doing all the jiu-jitsu on the beach. Let's
Yeah.
go.
So
Yeah,
it's Beach
you see?
Jiu-Jitsu Federation? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's Beach Jiu-Jitsu Federation.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we are following you
I'm
now.
following that.
Talita.
Yeah, like I've been building the Instagram from the scratch. We've been doing pretty good, a good like material, and we're just gonna keep building. And
Very cool.
my main goal is like getting guys like from the UFC and like big guys to come and like like show what's real self defense when you just
Yeah.
stand on top. You don't want to get your face on the sand. It's like it's cool, you know.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's excited like, because
Well-
you're like, oh shit, I don't want to go my eyes in the sand and on my ear, and you're like, hell no, it's better to be on top, and like you can show your top game and real self defense, take down defense, and shit like this. That's amazing, you know. So
Yeah.
Very.
we try to make it like viral.
I
Very
like
cool.
it. I like it. And look who's that person on there that I see. That's you.
It's me. We just did this.
Right on the
Yeah.
page. That's you. There we go. I'm gonna go check out this page. Yeah, it's talking about you there. I'm very excited. And look, hey, one of the best UFC fighters that always could manage to seemingly just get up when someone's on top of him. This guy.
I
You
need-
see,
Every-
there we go.
every
let's
time.
play
Do
Mike.
some beach jiu-jitsu, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Would you fight? Would you fight if I invited you?
Yeah. Why not?
If
Of
you're not
course.
in camp, of course.
Get out there. Yeah.
Maybe
but
fights
it'd
more.
be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but where you located?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay, so you're not too far away.
Easy.
No.
He's on his
Yeah.
way right now. Let's go.
Let's
Headed to the
go.
beach. Let's go.
When do you fight next?
I don't currently have anything scheduled at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
let's follow each other on Instagram. I would love
Yeah.
to have you. It would be cool.
That would
If
be
you
awesome.
come, I'll put a hosting, like a podcast, other podcast to host you and just come in to talk shit.
Awesome.
That's it.
All right.
Talita.
I'll bring Timmy B though. I'm not a great shit talker, so
No, but it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah, I'll
like,
just-
oh, it was fun to be here.
yeah,
Usually I'm
absolutely.
the host, and I'm like always talking shit on the microphone. Yo, let's go, Matt. I was like, are you guys enjoying? You guys enjoying my English too? I'm talking shit about myself in the microphone. It's funny.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great time.
Talita, you are an incredible guest. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining the podcast. All the best on this fight.
Yes, it's been
April
great
5th.
having you.
Massive
Thank you.
fight.
The
Can't wait.
same
And
for you guys, and God bless you guys.
God bless you. We'll see you
God
again,
bless.
Talita. Thank you. Take care.
Good
Bye-bye.
weekend.
You too.
See ya. She's the greatest. She's absolutely the greatest. One of the best guests that we ever have. I'm so
It
happy.
was a
to
great
have her.
story too. Great story, great inspiration. Awesome that she's working with the kids and stuff too.
Everything she does, she's
Excited
an
to see her
inspiration.
fight.
Yeah, the problem child, Talita Alencar, April 5th, guys. You definitely don't want to miss it. Go check it out. Before we get to our second guest, I do want to give a little shout out to friends of the podcast, Rageworks Podcast Network. Of course, we've been on their network forever. It's an audio-only podcast network, so go check them out for other podcasts such as ours, rageworksnetwork.com. We are also thrilled to be part of the Sweep the League Network and Refocused Network. These platforms are all about showcasing incredible creators just like us, Bam Bam.
Yes, sir.
The podcast that talks about stuff that nobody else talks about, Bam Bam.
We put it all
Every
together.
week.
Put it all
Every
together
week.
for people to enjoy.
Talking about stuff. Look, friends of the podcast update, Celeste the Best Hansen, Bam Bam. She is before your time, my friend. She's an Australian girl, won the Road to One Muay Thai, made it into ONE FC, was the first ever female to step foot into the Lumpini Stadium as a fighter because they didn't allow women back then, blah, blah, blah. She's the first ever female fighter. She goes on there, has like $100,000 5-fight, 6-fight contract, whatever it is. Puts on some fantastic wars, man, every time she goes in there. Then all of a sudden I see last weekend she's fighting not at ONE FC. So I don't know. Her last fight at ONE FC was a victory.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they let her go. She fights at Fairtex Fight. She gets a brutal win. I'm going to show Liam the photos after because I want him to replicate what she did, man. But she gets a crazy win, so I'm so happy for her. And then other friend of the podcast that was supposed to fight last weekend, Ashley Whiplash Thiner, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
No fight.
Fight. Crazy. It's unfortunate that's part of the fight game. You know,
Well,
fight week.
The opponent pulls out. We talked about it on our podcast because the girl took a stupid combat jiu-jitsu fight the week before.
Yeah, nuts.
Lame.
Nuts.
So as far as we know, Lights Out has booked Ashley for their next card. I think it's in May. So I think she's going to be fighting very soon. Good for her. Sad for her, though. But anyways, look. Crazy. But we called that too, Bam Bam.
We did. Yep.
We call a lot of things here.
Crappy deal.
Yeah. Our second guest today, though, Bam Bam, let's get right to him. He's waiting here. He's mad at us now for making him wait. He is a professional boxer making his return to the ring for his second pro fight. He fights March 29th at the Fall River Fight Night at Fall River CYO building in Fall River, Massachusetts. How many times can I say Fall River in one sentence, Bam Bam? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, here he is, Leon Harriman.
Hey guys, what's up?
What up, man? Welcome.
Look at the powerful beard. Powerful beard.
Beard power right there.
My roommate's a barber. He's supposed to give me a cut this week, but we'll see. I was supposed to do it last week.
Don't take too much off that thing now.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I might just go in like this, whatever. I'm going down to Mass, and I'm from Maine anyway, so I'm already going to stick out like a sore thumb.
There you go.
Why do you stick out? What do people in Massachusetts look like?
I don't know. I just feel like sneakers, more urban kind of look. I show up Timberland boots, pajamas, looking like this, half shaven. In the summertime, most of the time I don't got shoes on, so that's about.
Nice. I feel like Bam Bam might be your twin over here.
That's a good look. It's a good look.
Where are you from, Bam Bam?
Well, I'm living in North Carolina now.
Oh, really?
Living the farm life. Yeah, farm life. Got some land and we started a little farm and everything. I was in Tennessee for a bit.
How many acres you got?
I got 50 acres.
Oh, damn, that's nice. We had 40 growing up. My parents split up, but before then I used to raise pigs and chickens and turkeys and
awesome. It's the life, man.
Yeah, dude, you should stick with it. That's when I'm done with this, that's my goal. Is I want to just get off the grid.
Yeah, that was our original plan when we were gonna start a farm. Is like I was all gun ho about off grid, completely off grid, like in the boonies, no way to get a hold of us, kind of thing. My wife kind of reeled me in. And,
sometimes you gotta make sacrifices. Sometimes.
Yeah, I was a little, I went a little overboard crazy, but it's definitely, hopefully at one point we'll be there, at least as self-sufficient as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, who knows? Times may force it anyway.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. I feel very jealous though, Bam Bam, because you're talking about your 50 acres. I've got like maybe 50 feet of land here in Toronto. That's a lot of land.
Yeah.
Liam Harriman, man, good to meet you and good to see you again. I met you on millions.co where we did a quick interview before your first fight. That
Yep.
one went your way, 1-0, one knockout, perfect record.
Yes, sir.
Here you are now, man, moving into that second fight. Talk a little bit about it. Tell us what you're thinking here.
Yeah, this one's been interesting. I learned a lot in the past few months about the professional boxing circuit. So that first fight, I had an opponent pull out on me the week before, and then thank God the matchmaker found someone who stepped up, and I didn't know what it was going to be. I knew he didn't have much of an amateur background, so I was like kind of going into it. I was a little nervous. I'm still young, so I was like freaking out. I'm like, who am I going to fight? He's 280. I walked in, I'm like 205. And so I didn't know what I was going to be facing, even though he didn't look athletic. You can't count anyone out. And then I saw what the level of competition was, and I was like, oh my God. And then I realized that's why a lot of people are 10-0 and 15-0 and 20-0 in boxing right now. And I'm like, I went home sick to my stomach, to be honest with you, because I was like, I don't know. That's not why I do this. You know what I mean? I don't want to beat up some guy that needs a paycheck that's just signing up because someone told him. You know what I mean?
Wait, you went home sick after the win?
Yeah, I felt terrible. My coach got mad at me because I wasn't celebrating in the ring. I was pissed. I was like visually upset. Like I just did not. Like the look in the dude's eyes. It just when he realized what was going. I don't think he picked up a pair of gloves in his life. Like I was like, oh, I don't know. It felt guilty. I felt guilty. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me challenge somebody, and then if people would either respect me or not like me for it, and it seems like it's going both ways right now. So I don't know. Yeah, I called out someone like 800 ranks above me, and I guess some feathers were brushed and ruffled up, but we'll figure it out on Saturday.
Well, look, okay, but here's the thing. Yeah, sure, maybe 800 ranks above you, but that's full of 799 can crushers that are fighting that same guy that you fought.
No, and that's what I said, and I'm like, you know what? And then I just would way rather look back knowing that I did the right thing than to just pad my record for the next 3 years and then wait for. I think Dana White signing with the Saudis might change that too, because I don't know what the fighter pay is going to look like, but I mean I think that the competition level will be good, at least. Like it'll be like best fights the best, but I don't know what they'll pay, so we'll see how that pans out.
God dang, I should be more prepared, Bam Bam, but I did see a post that they had someone had like got some behind the scene documents about the numbers of the pay. Do you recall what it was? It was way more than UFC, I know that.
It was?
Yes, because meaning like for the entry fighters though. Bam, you talk about it. I'm gonna try and look because I did make a comment.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think like coming in, it was a little more or something. Maybe it was a lot more, but I don't really remember. I just glanced over. I saw that it got released or someone, leaked it. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. Like, you want to really test yourself when you get in there. You put in the work. You don't want some guy who's never picked up a pair of gloves, and then you're just putting a beating on him.
Yeah, I mean, especially the guy that was in there that night. I think like anyone else could like put him in a coma. Like I was kind of nice about it. I feel like I wasn't trying to like rip the guy apart. I was trying to get him to get out of the ring. That was kind of my goal. Like let's just get this over with. You know what I mean?
That's nice of you for sure.
Did you just rip the body, or were you just like
I
concussion?
Well, no, I threw 2 body shots, and then I just walked him down, and then I hit him in the head twice, and he just went down. I don't know if I even knocked him out. He might have just been like, "This sucks."
Yeah.
But this guy I'm fighting 6-2. He's fought on Dazon. I don't know how to say it. DAZ.
Nobody knows. Dazon. I hear Dazon or something, but
I always thought. What? I always thought it was like an Asian network, and I thought it was Dasian.
Well, for a while, I thought it was too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because it kept showing like Asian martial arts, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's Dasian or Asian,
Yeah.
I think it's DAZN, I think is what it is.
DAZN. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's fought on there against a pretty high-ranking opponent. So I don't know. I figured let's do it, but then they tried to tell me I had to pay him to fight me, and I was like, I'm B-side. Why would I pay? That doesn't even make sense. So then that's kind of how stuff started, and then when they wouldn't, then they said I wasn't prepared to take the fight, and I was like, "What? Who dictates that other than me?" And then like, and then my coach was like, "Talk some shit," and I did, and then we got the fight, so it worked.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It sounds like they were trying to like, well, he's not ready to take it because he's not paying us. It's like, but why would I pay you?
Yeah, I don't have. Dude. I'm living in Maine. I'm 24. I'm making a third of the money I used to, so that way I could focus on
Yeah.
boxing. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's hard enough to get sponsors. I live in a small town. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and hopefully, from what I've talked to some other promoters, I go out and do what I need to do on Saturday. I'll get some pretty decent opportunities, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for that.
Look, man, that's the tough thing though, right? Because, you know, in this world that we live in now with all the influencer crap, right? Flooding the
Right.
market with like different competitions and whatever. Already boxing is so weird, like with all the different leagues and the belts, and it's very hard to pay attention to what's going on. But now here you are, like a true martial artist, a true fighter, a true boxer, wanting to do this for real. And it's like, yeah, I got to navigate these waters, but I got to stay away from all this junk too.
Yeah, right.
And
It's like I feel like I should just have to fight, you know what I mean? And then you go to sign a promoter, and they want 80% of your paycheck, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? Well,
Yeah.
I don't understand how any of this. Like, for me, like I was such a shell shock because like growing up, I was so into sports, watching NFL and like NBA and all that stuff, and like I would go to Patriots training camp every summer, and like you see these guys
nice.
train at the top level and what they have to get through to get there, and it's the best go against the best, and there's like trainers and there's like things in place for the athletes and stuff like that. But with
Yeah.
boxing and MMA, it just is like you're on your own, and that's what it is. And then it's worse than you're on your own because it's more so like people are trying to take advantage of you.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I knew kind of going on with this, and I'm gonna probably piss some people off, but I'm not even trying to be like I'm not even trying to start problems. It's just like if you're gonna do the right thing, you're probably gonna piss some people that are trying to make money or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah.
piss them off, and that's just what it is. So
I mean, you're really just stating facts, honestly.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
No, well,
I have to go out and back it up though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
of course. But like,
Yeah.
but that's the thing though, right? And I mean, that's what, geez, Luis, like everything you're saying, Liam, is exactly what we talk about on this podcast all the time. But like, we're the only ones that talk the truth, Bam Bam. Nobody's talking. Nobody's talking about the UFC antitrust lawsuit. No one talks about the reality behind the Cain Velasquez murder trial. No one's talking to lawyers about that stuff. No one's talking to thing, right? But we do. So, Liam, man, you're here on purpose to talk shit about people and to reveal the truth about this stuff. That's what we want,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
I don't want you
no,
to. I don't want you to baby around it. Like, tell it like it is, man. Because here's the thing: I do commentary for Fight League Atlantic out on the East Coast, right? All these great amateur fighters, man, looking to make it all the way. They need to hear the truth, man. They need to see what like the real world is like, because as they go to do it, we need people like you who are already there now, breaking that wall, breaking that barrier, to tell the young kids like, hey, look, this is what it is. I really worry about the influencer stuff, man, about how like people can get suckered into these weird things, man. Like,
I feel
Yeah,
like
no,
that's changing
yeah.
the game.
yeah, it's also
Like-
making people think that they can fight when they cannot.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah, don't even get me. I have so. I have literally stopped talking to people because like they'll like talk to me the same way they used to when I was in like high school and look down on me and kind of stuff like that.
Right.
I'm like, why are we treating this like I don't like like do this every single day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just kind of weird, but no, I know what you're saying. Like it's the whole environment. People just talk like they however they want to talk, no repercussions, and then things like go on behind the scenes, like I was just talking about. Nobody does anything about it, and then if you talk about it, it's like people have like a silent button because like no one can have civil debate. They either like flip out or have to go quiet. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like constantly like you're in the shadows. Like it feels like doing the right thing nowadays. Like you're like a modern day like hippie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even just speaking the truth. It's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's so weird. It's a trip for me. But
It's not the norm now. It's like it used to be you'd be a good person, you know, you'd speak the truth and everything. That was a normal thing. Now it's like, well, the normal thing is to just not like to.
yeah, it's just to bullshit, put a
Yeah.
fake smile on, and then try
Exactly.
to sell stuff. It's like I don't know. That's like kind of what I was saying to my coach about face-offs. I'm like, the day someone like touches me at a face-off or like gets in my, I'm not even trying to do face-offs anymore because I just think it's like weird. Like you know, it's like this
Yeah.
whole like tradition. Like you're just like, I don't need to look at you. We'll fight tomorrow, and then if you the only other time a human being is going to be touching me is in a fist fight in a ring.
Yeah.
So you think it's like okay to put your hands on me and like
Well, I think it's gotten out of hand where they're like, yeah, more people are like touching you at a face-off. Well, if you're gonna face off, like no reason to touch anybody. You're gonna do it tomorrow. We're gonna handle business tomorrow.
yeah,
And
exactly.
like nowadays, it's like, fuck, people are. The moment you get in a face-off, someone's pushing you, trying to come up with something to smack you or punch you. It's like,
yeah, that's what I'm
no
saying.
reason
Like
to mess with
like
that.
they're putting on a show like as if it means nothing, but I mean like and that's real life. Like you're putting your hands on somebody. Like you can't.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's becoming normalized. I guess that was.
yeah.
my point.
They're not making any repercussions about it either. Like,
Yeah, right.
they're just like, oh, don't touch nobody, separate. It's like, okay, but he just fucking punched that guy, like, in the face off. And the guy, you know, let him punch him back at least, like, or something, like.
Yeah.
You know, there's no repercussion for him putting his hands on him before the fight. Like, take money off the purse, do something. Maybe where people aren't doing these stupid things.
Yeah, but that's my point. Is like all these stupid things accumulate, and it's just like it builds an environment of people to just think and act any way they want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with no sort. And then now we're all. I don't know. It just feels weird. Everything right now has been. We need to get some more. I don't know if they want to do lawyers, commissions, whatever they got to do, but get the private stuff out and just make it open and have the records public with everything and have rules for face-offs, have rules, you know what I mean? Just everything's so in question with the fight world that it's just like
it's because they need to promote. They need like people have such a limited span of attention, man. They need you to make some sort of viral moment at that friggin' face-off. Otherwise, no one's gonna buy our pay-per-view. Like that's kind of the reality.
It's more for them than it is for you. You know what I mean?
Sure. If
like,
I get chopped in the neck, I don't need to get chopped in the neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but like,
yeah. But even the guy, like, they're like, oh yeah, you know, whatever. They tell you not to put hands on it, but they want you to go out there and try to start something because it makes the promotion get more eyes on the promotion. So it's building the promotion, not so much really the fighter, unless he, you know, goes out there and puts it on the guy the next day. But
this is what we talked about. But this is what we talked about last week with Jake Shields about the UFC antitrust lawsuit, right? It was all about the promotion having all the control and everything like that. Like, Liam, you're saying they want you to pay them. I did find the post here, just so you know. That's why I was looking down. $20,000 if you're facing an unranked opponent in a 10-round bout. $50,000 if you're fighting a ranked opponent number 5 to 10. $125, 3 or 4. $375 if you're challenging for a championship, and $750,000 if you're defending the championship. So what's weird here is, although you start at $20,000, which is great, right? I mean, better than UFC. I'm saying $20,000, pretty good. The top though at $750 if you're defending champion, that's pretty low.
Yeah,
especially for boxing. Yeah,
cause you got like guys like Canelo and making I don't even know how much money. You know what I mean?
So, but at least it kind of like squishes it a bit. Yeah,
averages a little bit more.
Maybe those are just like base numbers. I'm sure there's going to be negotiations between each fighter, each fight. Sure. I'm assuming, or between each contract. Hopefully,
but, 20,000 for a base sounds pretty nice. I'll say that.
Yeah, there you go. That's your chocolate milk sponsorship.
Yeah, that's great. Whatever. Yeah, honestly, whatever pays for my training. I'm just gonna keep calling people out as long as this goes well. So whatever.
Dude, that's the thing. That's what you got to do. Look, here's the thing too. I know that you train at a good gym, train with good fighters and good people. I want to give you a chance to talk to that. But here's something that bothers me. We're talking about like the influencer boxing and stuff like that. There's a lot of people though, man, that fight and that don't train well, don't train right, don't train at the right gym, don't train with the right people. I'm going to put a post up here. I'm going to focus on the bottom, but this was someone that I know that posted this after they lost a fight. I know that this person does not train at a gym. Like they are literally training in their backyard and stuff like that. And they unfortunately lost their fight. I think they did well. But this is, it says, I promoted myself. I was disciplined. I trained. I dieted. I made weight. I showed up like a professional. I didn't even have a legitimate corner. I dragged my boyfriend with me and we sent it. I even got my hands wrapped by a total stranger.
Wow.
Man, Liam, you're training. You're doing the right thing. You got the right gym. What do you have to say to people like this, though, man? And I keep meeting them that they're like, no, I don't need a gym. I don't need whatever. And I'm like, I think you do.
Yeah, you need. I mean, wow. Yeah, no, unless you're Yuri Prohaska, like.
Yeah, he is the gym.
Yeah, that guy can go punch trees for hours and then go knock out Jamal Hill. Like, it's crazy.
Right.
But I don't know. It's weird. I've been a road warrior for years because I've lived in Freiburg, Maine, and I wasn't willing to sacrifice living in nature to go train with the guys in the cities consistently every day. So what I did is I drive to Portland. I just was sparring Raz Hilton, who just fought Yoel the other night.
Yeah. Dirty boxing. Yeah.
So I go spar him, or I'll go to Rochester to my coach's gym, or I'll go to Boston and go see Jorgen or some other guys down there that have been good to me. But my point is, like, even though I have no gym in Freiburg, I make sure to get to gyms. So I feel like no matter who you are, you're gonna need. There's always something that you can't see. There's different perspectives. You got first perspective, second, third. You know what I mean? It's impossible for you to see everything that your coach can see. So if you don't have a coach, I mean, I feel like that's too dangerous of a game to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and this is so serious. As much as we're joking that there's a bunch of people that don't know how to fight and you're going to show up not to fight, but this is why too, because people think that they can just watch it on TV.
Right. Oh yeah, it's that Street Fighter mentality. Like, you know, I've been at some gyms where, you know, you have the guys come off the street and be like, I want to spar. I'm here to test all these guys. You know, I have all this random training that so many street fights and whatever. And it's like, bro, you have no idea.
My coach just put me through the ring. My coach just gave me a damn near panic attack the other night with the training we just went through. It never gets any easier. I looked at after and I was like, he's like, how you feel? I'm like, I just considered never boxing again. And he started dying laughing. And I was like, dude, I'm not kidding. I was like, that was terrifying.
But that's what you want to get to, right? You need to push yourself to those limits. Guess where you don't want to be pushed? In the fight. Like, that shouldn't be the first time you're getting punched in the face or getting punched in the solar plexus. You know what I mean? Like, you should be eating those day in, day out when you're getting to the train. I just feel a little bit crazy about that. I felt bad about that. I do want to give a shout out, man. Look, I hope that on this opponent that you have, Liam, that you like bust this dude up. All right.
Thank you.
Here's the thing. Our friend of the podcast, man, this past weekend, Chris Taco Padilla. Did you guys see that fight?
That's a nasty cut. No,
oh my God. Dude, he's been on our podcast before. Chris Taco Padilla out of California. He's a great dude, man. He gets wide open, but he still wins the fight unanimous decision. Like, he was dominating that fight before, but he gets cracked open like that. I'm like, oh, gross. And then on Sunday morning, I'm watching my fight that I talked about before, Celeste Hansen, who's a Muay Thai fighter out in Thailand, this Australian girl. Nicest girl in the world, man. Like, I don't know how you get into this thing. She's cracking this chick. So she's the one on the left. Bam Bam. Okay. She's like you, man. All she does is throw short elbows in tight.
Nice.
But you can see this girl that she on the right hand side, her cheek, right?
That is busted.
Dude, it starts getting bad. And then at one point she goes, boom, with the elbow. I swear to God, her face explodes. The camera never shows her again.
Oh shit.
Like she gets smashed. She goes to the corner or whatever, and you see her corner call it off, and immediately the camera's just like, focus on Celeste. Don't look at the other girl. Do not look at the other. Like, they never show her the rest of the thing. Like, you never see any. I swear, but there's one clip, and you can just see her face go like a shotgun, like just exploded like crazy. Liam, you're ready to inflict that kind of damage on this dude?
Yeah, if boxing gloves will allow that. Holy shit!
Hey, with them hands.
Way.
Yeah.
Golly, dude, that is some gnarly stuff. I don't know. I was thinking about taking a Muay Thai fight this year. I might reconsider. Dude, I was thinking about going with Jorgen to jump on a MMA show with him, but I'm like, I don't know,
nice.
Bro.
I was gonna ask, are you? Have you always been a boxer? You always do boxing?
I took an MMA fight on like a month and a half's notice one time for Cage Titans.
Okay.
I did well. I was doing decent on the feet, but I didn't have any ground experience, so kid got me in a. I don't know what called? See, that's my body triangle or something like that.
Okay.
You got me like a body. I think that's what it's called. And then rear naked choke, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But I was like, all right, I'll take that over getting like knocked out or something. So I was like, next time I'll run like a 4-month MMA camp because I got a little bit of wrestling experience.
Yeah.
I was
So
lacking.
how long you been boxing for?
This May will be 6 years.
Okay. And tell us
Yeah.
about your nickname, Leon.
Oh yeah. So my
Yeah.
grandfather, he don't make men like that man no more. He stormed Iwo Jima, and he was in the Marine Corps. So he was on the, I don't know, I can't remember which battalion, but he was assigned to protect the guys that were putting the flag up,
Okay.
like picking people off, clearing tunnels, all that. He did. He was in Okinawa Beach. He was in Korea and Vietnam. So he's like 20 something years of combat, and he joined when he was 16, 3
Whoa.
wars. And I was like, yeah, well. And then you look up the meaning of it, and it's same as my name, actually. It both means like strong-willed warrior, protector. And I was like, all right, so 2 L's. I've had other like people have said things like the Granite Man, like stuff like that, but I was like, I don't know, I don't want any like, I don't know. I think if I had
Wait, what did you say? The what?
the Granite Man because of New Hampshire and my tattoo and stuff
Granite?
like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, but like stuff, I don't know. I didn't like the ring of it and stuff like that. So I was like, I'll just keep it simple.
Well, I
Nice,
really
nice.
like that. I mean, it really hits home, hits the heart too. And
Yeah.
like you said, it's your grandpa. He's, they don't make him like that no more. He's a true warrior.
Yeah.
Battle tested, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I can't quite live up to that, but I'll try my best. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
All we
Dude,
can
the thing
do.
is,
All we can
yeah, the
do.
thing is that you're honoring him, right? You're honoring him. You're honoring the family, and you're like doing your thing, man. Like it's awesome, dude. Now,
Yeah.
how do we watch this card? Do you know?
It's on Boston Boxing Promotions. It's like they have a live stream.
Okay.
Is that a website, or is that will they have like an Instagram, or is that a website? Or...
I thought it was on.
They got both. They got both. It's on the website though. I think they got it on.
Okay.
Am I crazy for thinking it's on ESPN Plus?
Yeah, I wish.
No. Oh, okay. I was looking up something and I thought it said that. So okay, but
Maybe.
okay. Look,
I don't know. I wish. My buddy, he has access down to Mississippi, so I'm trying to see if we can put on a show down there. That's my next
Nice.
goal, but we'll have to.
Nice,
that'll
dude.
be in the works. So
nice, man. Well, you
Yeah,
seem
so
really calm, man. Like you seem really calm. You seem relaxed. Like you're feeling good leading into this.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's always gonna be nerves and stuff, but I asked for this, and I have to remember that. So I'm gonna go out, and I think I'm coming out to Lilo and Stitch.
Hell
one of the
yeah.
songs from that movie.
Okay.
Because
I
I'm
love
like,
that.
I'm gonna be getting booed, and as I go in
Wait,
there.
which song?
Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. You ever heard?
Hell
that?
yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
so
the hell? Hold on.
They got me at Co-Main, so I know I'm gonna be getting booed. I'm in his hometown. I was like,
That's
let's do
sweet. There you go. Lilo.
Some Lilo and Stitch for you right there. On cue.
Oh yeah, the new one's coming out, the live one.
Yeah.
I know. Wait a second. Okay, what do you think about that when they do these live remakes?
It depends. I mean, The Lion King wasn't bad. I don't think the original.
I just saw what is it? The one that just came out. Is that Mufasa?
Oh, see, I didn't see that one. How was that?
Dude, I was kind of skeptical of how it was gonna be. After seeing it, I was like, okay, it was pretty good. It was pretty dang good.
Wait, which movie?
I think it's Mufasa.
Oh, but that's not a remake though. That's like
Oh, but it's like a live action kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's
No,
like
but
a
I mean-
prequel. It's like a prequel. It's about Simba's
Right.
father. Yeah.
But I mean, when they remake a movie in live action, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
keen on that, man, because they always mess something up. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
Yeah.
need that. you
yeah.
know?
No, well, especially if they change the storyline.
I get very mad.
Yeah, they mess up a little
No.
some cool details from when the original.
I did
Yeah.
want to say one thing though. I forgot. I told. I said it last time to Tim, but I watched your. I think I was like 15 or 16, but I like watched your fight with Vincent Luque.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was one of the fights that you and believe it or not, I'm putting you in big company. You and friggin' John Jones were like one of the reasons I jumped into this stuff.
Wow.
Dude, that fight was crazy, bro.
Thanks, man.
I actually watched it earlier to remember. I just wanted to tell you that, bro. So I think it's cool, full circle to talk
Look
on
at
here.
that.
It's pretty
Oh,
cool.
I really appreciate that, man. That's it's a
How
great
much did you-
honor to be ranked up there for you as like getting started with John Jones and stuff too. So
No, he
Yeah.
clearly
I
said
appreciate it.
you and John Jones. He
Yeah,
clearly
no,
said
honestly, you and Luke Hayes fight, and then
Yeah.
Jones Gustafson fight. Those two fights, I'm like, yeah, I want to do this shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know what's so funny though, Liam? This guy, Bam Bam, he's so like innocent and humble. He didn't even know he had a Wikipedia page. So we were going through it the other day. And then he realizes it is so funny, like how like your ears must have been burning or something. But like the Luke A fight was ranked what? One of the best fights of the year. No. What
Yeah,
was
it was like up for a candidate for fight of the year.
Fight of the
It should've
year
been
for that year and all
year.
that. Yeah.
What beat it?
It was the Adesanya Gastelum fight. And I actually saw that fight live, and it was pretty nuts.
I don't even want to. That fight was not. That fight is over hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, I enjoyed my fight. I thought it was awesome. I had a great time out there, even though I did lose. Like when people ask me, it's definitely my like top ranked between that and then the Robbie Lawler fight for me. But I always mention the Vicente fight because I mean it was a fun fight. It was a great fight.
Well, I think the reason I put yours above that one is because you and Vincent both brought it equal. Like you guys both came for war. I think I'm not gonna lie. It's just my opinion, but I think Adesanya should have handled that fight. It shouldn't have been that close. I think it was more about Gastelum just being the underdog. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas you and Vincent were two dogs. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. Yeah. So.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
appreciate
Liam,
the
you
kind
have,
words. I really do.
you have quickly
Chris.
become Bam Bam's favorite guest.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm excited.
Look,
Hey, the fact that you said, "Hell yeah, I want to do something like that," or "I want to do that kind," this makes me want to fight. I'm excited to watch you fight now too.
Yeah,
See the action.
that's what I'm. Yeah, even when I'm supposed to stay on the outside, I end up in a firefight. So,
Yeah. Dude,
But-
man, I'm excited for this, man. Look, you're saying all the right things. You're doing all the right things. Look, I think you're right, man. I think you take the fights that get you to the next step ahead. And like, if fighting another can or another 2 cans or another 10 cans doesn't really get you anywhere, then what's the point of that, right? If you can call your shot, get it, capitalize on it, then the next one and the next one and the next one. I had a UFC fighter on the Abdul Mansour. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. Mansour Abdul Malik, who UFC fighter. I think he only had like 5 amateur fights or something like that before he turned pro, and like very quickly makes it to the UFC. Like his fast tracked so much, and I was like, "Yo, how did that happen? Like, why?" He goes, "Look, I knew that I was ready. I just wanted to do it, and I went here, and now I'm succeeding." And it's like, yeah, sometimes the road less traveled is the way to go, man. And like, that's what you're doing. And I'm happy for you. When you finish this fight and you win this fight, when you get on that mic, you have the call out. You're ready.
Well, I have the call out, and I already talked to the guy's promoter. It's just a matter of paying for it. So it's like maybe Dana wants to throw me on a card and pay for the guy, but the guy's got a belt. He's in Germany. It would put me top 100 by my 3rd fight as a pro. And the promoter and the fighter are both down. It's just I got to pay. I got to cover it. That's how the game works. It's just.
So wait a minute, you got to pay to fight him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it's fair. The guy's he's old and he's gonna retire and he's hold the belt and he's like 105 on the range.
Years old? No,
No, he's like 50. He's like 50 years old. Like he's pretty yeah. But he has a belt, so I called him out. And his promoter and I got along, and they were down to fight. It's just funny talk. So I mean, I wanted to call him out, but I talked to a different promoter about a show coming up, and he said as long as I do my thing on this show, we'll talk about that. So I mean, there's some options. We'll have to figure it out. I don't have a promoter, and I don't really want one, so I'm gonna have to do it myself. But I'll find a way.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man. And all good on it. And because like, you make a statement here, you do something, you go viral, you do whatever, that's what gets the eyes looking. You know what I mean? Like the eyes come, they start to see what you're doing, things open up for you, man. That's the way that this world works. So I'm happy for you, dude. Like,
thank you. I just gotta get that KO. I can't leave it to the judges. Not where he lives.
No. No, man. All right.
Excited to watch you work. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Guys, again, this is Leon Harriman. Look, he is fighting at Fall River Fight Night at the Fall River CYO building in Fall River, Massachusetts, March 29th. Go check it out. Do not miss this fight. You're going to want to see it. You're going to want to see this man before he makes it too big. You got to get on the train now.
And where can they watch it again online?
BostonBoxingPromotions.com. It's like $25, I think.
There you go. Sweet.
Yes, sir.
$25. It's nothing.
Yeah. No
Go
biggie.
check out this fight.
Yeah.
Go support this man. Dude, I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad that we met before this interview. Much, much better. You're much more well lit. You're not in a you're not in a group. It was a disaster last time, Bam Bam, but we still became friends and we're good. So look, man, I'm excited for you, dude. Go kick ass, man. Bam Bam. Next week on the show, we got two crazy guests, man. First guest is former UFC fighter, now drafted to the GFL. It's Pani Kianzad. Pani Bonsai Kianzad. She says she has lots of dirt to spill on GFL or lots of stuff to tell us. So I am very excited because God knows what's happening with that. Speaking of GFL, stupid Dylan Dennis was supposed to fight in GFL. He was supposed to box KSI, and then that whole thing fell out, right? That was this past weekend. So GFL, big stuff coming up. Pani Kianzad is going to be on. And then, Bam Bam, Octagon MMA, Octagon 69 is coming up next week. And we have one of the fighters on that card. He's fighting a big fight. He's a young kid, 23 years old. His nickname is Stifler, which is so funny, which I think maybe it's because he's Stifler. But his name is hold on, let me get it here.
Stifler's mom.
Yeah. The Stiffmeister.
That's why I don't know if it's because of that. But anyways, his name is Max Holzer. He's a German MMA fighter. He's going to be on the podcast as well. So we've got two great guests next week. And then, of course, we'll tell you all about Liam's fight. So, dude, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, man. I really appreciate this and wish you all the best.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time, and on to the next one. We'll get another one in after I go catch the dub. So,
heck yeah,
that's it.
It was great to meet you,
buddy.
All right, it was great meeting you too.
Yep.
See you later, guys. Have a good one, guys. See you, buddy. Oh my God, my voice! I'm dying. I'm losing it. All right, that is our second guest. Bam. What a good show we have today.
Yeah.
Two great guests.
Great show.
Both of them very good people. These are not what you think of when you hear about cage fighters and boxers. You think that these are like despicable, lousy people. But there's more people like you.
Two solid people. Solid guests.
Good people. Here's the thing, Bam Bam. We are recording this on Monday, and I'll just quickly say that the news just broke regarding Cain Velasquez. His sentencing came down today, and I think I saw it as we were talking to Mr. Liam. He's sentenced to 5 years in prison. Cain Velasquez sentenced to 5 years in prison after pleading a no contest to his attempted murder case. The deputy DA had asked to serve 30 years to life, but sentencing also includes time served. So I wonder if it's a 5 years on top or 5 minus the 1 year. I think he served 1 year in prison. So
I think it's time on top of time served. I think I did see a post on him, like he mentioned something. It was like something he said or whatever that about the verdict coming out or whatever the verdict was that going to be. Is that he knows that he did wrong and that whatever the judge decides he is okay with. That he knows he's done wrong. Good on him.
Yes, I think that was the right thing for him to do, is to put out some sort of statement like that, especially because he's so well regarded by people in the community, in his community in California, but also around the world as an MMA fighter, as a former UFC champion, a dominant champion. Yeah, and so for him to say something like that, I think is very important for people to hear, because Bam Bam, I get in a lot of fights with people online over this general issue and what it was about and stuff like that. But so I think it's good for him to say that, and that was really populated around MMA social media. I'm just taking a look here at a news article if I can see as much as I can. But yeah, it's saying 5 years. Yeah, and that he fully accepts responsibility.
Is it earlier with good behavior kind of thing? Like, I guess you never know.
Sentenced to 5 years in prison minus time served for a 2022 shooting. I believe he only served 1 year in prison before being let out with an ankle monitor. So then I guess that's 4 years in prison. I don't know. It doesn't say here. It's not like an episode of Law and Order. It doesn't say.
dang.
with a possibility of parole, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you
you never know. I think those are obviously
Yeah.
possibilities and stuff that come up.
I think
You know,
so,
if you-
and especially for the fact that he's been out for 2 years now. Anyways, it's kind of weird to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll tell you, the toughest guy in the prison is not excited to see him back.
Yeah. Daddy Kane.
That title. Good for him. But look here, if you want to know about if you want to hear about the case from a less biased source of media, either way, whether you're really against it or really for it, we did 2 podcasts. One, I'm going to post both of these as the ones that you can click on. One was with a criminal defense attorney, Daniel Martinez, who's a good friend. He sadly passed away now. But he's a criminal defense lawyer, and he talked about it right when the whole thing happened. So he gave his point of view as a criminal defense lawyer as to what was going to happen with Kane. And then when the sentencing started to come down, when the trial started to happen, we had a district attorney prosecutor from Santa Clara County, where that case was happening and being held, a former DA, Chung. His Instagram is Chung for Change. I can't remember his name. Alfred Chung, I want to say, but that doesn't sound right. He came on and he explained from the prosecutor side what was going to happen and what kind of deals and stuff like that. So very interesting. We did both sides. It was very interesting. So I'll put those up here. Bam, bam. Yeah. Aside from that, my friend, we'll talk about all the
another
real
great
stuff
episode
all the time. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
By the way, go call your friends at UFC, Bam Bam, because this came out. Joe Rogan says, I won't be at UFC 315. I don't go to Canada anymore. I'd rather go to Russia.
Interesting.
Ya boy, Timmy B, will commentate UFC 315 literally for free.
Give a call. Oh, hey, just pay for the flight.
No, I don't even care. I will make my way to Quebec. It's like a
now we got to get Dana
drive.
following you again. Or not blocking you.
That's the problem. All right, guys. Bam Bam, we are out of here, man. Good to have you back as always. And next week's going to be a crazy podcast. So excited for that. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.